Google Antigravity 2.0, what it actually changes, told Plain. Last week at Google I/O, Google did something most coding announcements do not do. It threw out the editor. The thing they shipped is called Antigravity 2.0. And whether you write code for a living or have never touched a terminal, this is worth understanding. Because the way the next generation of software gets built is shifting, and the shift is happening fast enough to notice. Here is the frame we're going to use. This is not the death of coding. This is the metamorphosis of coding. A caterpillar inside a chrysalis is not a dead caterpillar. It is becoming wings. Same life, different form. That is what is happening here. Hold that picture. Welcome to AI for real folks. Real tools, real talk, real results. The short version. Antigravity is not new. Google launched the first version in November 2025 as a code editor with an AI sidebar. You typed. The AI helped. That is the same pattern as Copilot, Cursor, and a dozen others. Antigravity 2.0, the version Google announced on May 19th, is different. Google did not improve the editor. Google removed the editor. The new app does not center on a text cursor. It centers on a manager view, a screen where you tell a primary agent what you want, and that agent dispatches smaller agents to do the work. You stop typing code. You start describing goals. That is the first wing forming. What is in the box? Antigravity 2.0 is now a standalone desktop app for Mac, Windows, and Linux. The traditional code editor is gone from the main version. Google is keeping a separate IDE branch alive for developers who pushed back. But the new direction is clear. The main app is agent first. Under the hood, 4 pieces. 1. The manager view. You talk to a primary agent. The primary agent can spin off subagents in parallel. One subagent writes the front end, another handles authentication, a third runs the tests, a fourth watches the terminal for errors and rewrites broken code before you see it. 2. A new command line tool called the Antigravity CLI. It replaces the older Gemini CLI. Terminal-heavy developers can trigger and monitor agent runs without ever opening the desktop app. 3. An SDK. Developers can build their own agents on Google's harness and host them on their own infrastructure. 4. Native skills for Firebase, Android, and Chrome DevTools. Out of the box, agents can deploy back-end code, prototype Android apps, and audit web pages without you wiring anything up. The model running this is Gemini 3.5 Flash, also new. Google claims it runs up to 4 times faster than competing frontier models and up to 12 times faster inside the Antigravity app itself. Take those numbers with the grain of salt every benchmark deserves. But the direction is real, the demo that turned heads. To show what 2.0 could do, Google's team tasked an anti-gravity agent team with building the framework of a working operating system from scratch. The platform autonomously coordinated 93 subagents. It consumed 2.6 billion tokens. It worked for 12 hours. It cost less than $1,000 in API calls. And at the end, the system had written its own keyboard drivers, booted up, and played a game of Doom. That is not a normal product demo. That is a research lab showing off. The shift in plain English. This is the shift from autocomplete to orchestration. The first wave of AI coding tools, Copilot, ghost text in your editor, Cursor's tab completes. Those made typing faster. This wave is not about typing. It is about delegation. You define the goal. The system breaks it into work. The system does the work. You review. If you have ever managed a small team of contractors, the metaphor lands fast. You stop being a typist. You become a planner, a reviewer, and a quality control person. The chrysalis is uncomfortable. That is the part nobody's admitting out loud yet. The old skills are not gone. They are reshaping. The new skills are not fully formed. They are still wet wings. The honest tension. Here's the worry that real developers, including senior ones, are raising. When an agent generates thousands of lines of code across 30 files, who actually understands the architecture? When production breaks at 2 in the morning and the on-call engineer has to debug a system that no human ever read end to end, what happens? This is not paranoia. This is a real question. Software is hard, not because typing is hard. Software is hard because understanding what you built is hard. AI moves the typing problem. It does not move the understanding problem. Google's answer is the new /commands. A command called /goal tells the agent to run a multi-step task to completion without asking for permission. A command called /grillme does the opposite. It forces the agent to interview you first, asking clarifying questions about architecture and guardrails before it touches the project. /grillme is the more interesting one. It puts the human back in the conversation before the work starts. Anyone using this tool seriously should be using /grillme, not /goal. The workflow war. Antigravity 2.0 is not happening in a vacuum. The fight to own the developer workflow is now the biggest competition in AI. Anthropic has Claude Code with deep terminal integration. Cursor has captured a huge share of the early adopter market. OpenAI has its own coding agent push. And Google, with the most data, the most platforms, and the most integrated ecosystem, just made its largest move. The battle is no longer who has the smartest model. The battle is who owns the daily flow of work. That is a different game. What this actually means for you. If you write code for a living, your job is not dying. Your job is metamorphosing. The skill that matters tomorrow is not typing, it is direction. Knowing what to ask for, knowing what to reject, knowing how to verify the AI did not silently break something. That skill is learnable by anyone, including you. If you do not write code, but you have ideas, this is the door cracking open. The tools to build software no longer require you to memorize a language. They require you to think clearly about what you want, in plain English, with enough specificity that a system can act on it. That has always been the hard part. Now the typing is mostly handled. For the people learning right now, juniors, students, career switchers, the advice that holds up is the same one we have given on this channel since day one. Learn the fundamentals, understand what the AI is doing, read the diff, run the tests. Be the human who can answer the 2 a.m. question. The juniors who go that route do fine. The juniors who treat the AI as a black box that types for them are the ones who struggle. That has always been true. AI did not invent that distinction. Closing. Google did not ban coding. Google made the editor optional. This is not death. This is metamorphosis. The chrysalis is uncomfortable. The wings are still drying, but the butterfly is the same life, just a different form. If you are using these tools, use /grillme. Read the diff. Write the tests. Direct the work like you mean it. The future of software is not written. It is directed. AI for real folks. Real tools,